Hi everyone, I'm Galaxy John 11. You know, in a series, every character is bound to have a fan base. Well, that fan base is at risk of collapsing if said character ever does something to get on the community's nerves. The most recent example I can think of that is Tennis Ball in Battle for Dream Island. Today we are discussing the fall off of Tennis Ball's character. Before I start, I don't want to make this video seem like I'm hating on anyone who likes Tennis Ball. I'm happy you like him, I even do, to an extent. I'm just here to deliver this video with you on and express some things that I like about him and some things I don't like about him. With that message out of the way, let's begin.
Don't you know? Rocky forgot how to talk in episode 4.
In Season 1, Tennis Ball is mainly just a chill guy, honestly. He doesn't do much, but honestly, most characters in Season 1 don't, so we can give him a pass. His main friendship is with Golf Ball, who was heavily disliked in and out of universe. Once she was eliminated in BFDI 11, Tennis Ball kinda stops doing much of anything, really. You can tell the writers had no idea what to do with him and even wanted him out, seeming like, as evidenced by his poor challenge performance in the merge. The viewers never voted him out, however, as he was never disliked that much, and they had to write him out themselves in an unfair tiebreaker. I guess it's for the best though, because he may have overstayed his welcome if he lasted any longer and become severely hated because he stays over better characters. Never in a million years. By the end of Season 1, he's still mostly liked by the fanbase as evidenced by his return for BFDIA.
I'll be in for a shocking revelation.
I'll be covering the seasons in release order, so I'll only be covering pre-hiatus BFDIA for now. Which is just kind of more of the same time as well, nothing majorly changes. He's just the same guy we knew in Season 1. We could technically say the same for IDFB and BFB actually, so I'm gonna skip to Teapot where it actually gets interesting.
Don't hit golf ball like that!
Here's where the discussion's at. In early Teapot, and I'm referring to Teapot 1 through 6 when I say that, he starts to garner a bit more hate, especially in Teapot 5. This one line got so much hate.
Don't hit golf ball like that!
I remember the hate surrounding Tennis Ball around this time because it was around the time I first joined the OSC. For those who don't know, I joined the OSC between the releases of Teapot 5 and 6, and I remember these times greatly, who wouldn't? Though Teapot 5 starts what I would call the fall off of Tennis Ball's character. Everyone started to get tired of him just being Golf Ball's lapdog, which is why I consider Teapot 7 and 8 his best pre-swap episodes. Though the negativity wasn't super big, as most people, myself included, still like the guy. Before we move on with Teapot, we ought to talk about BFDIA post-hiatus a little. Actually, a lot. Starting off the revival, BFDIA episodes 6 through 8 are fairly normal. BFDIA 9 is my first talking point. When Gelatin says Tennis Ball isn't good at making inventions, Tennis Ball snaps, showing an insecure side of him where how he's insecure of his own inventing skills. Before, I didn't like this because I claimed there was no setup, but upon rewatch, in BFDIA 7, he looks like Golf Ball nervously when asking Fiery to switch, showing he thinks of Golf Ball as superior to him. With this in mind, I've started to appreciate Tennis Ball's moment here more. My problem is that this trait he has is never brought up again after this. I feel like this is wasted potential for a plot between him and Golf Ball. Tennis Ball could slowly start showing stress with building inventions, and Golf Ball catches on and they have a chat about it. This would flesh out their friendship a little more, but also, shipping fuel, you gotta have it. But no, they're both still just goody-goody with each other in challenges, and this insecure side of Tennis Ball is never brought up again, so I just feel like there's wasted potential here. Also, if Tennis Ball is so insecure about building, then how is he able to do it just fine in BFDIA 14 and on? This is another reason why I feel as if the hypothetical talk I could think could be used. Why did I write my script like this? What the fuck? This is another reason why I feel as if this hypothetical talk I talked about could have been used, because Golf Ball could be shown helping out with these problems. It would honestly also be really sweet, but no, we don't get any of that, and it just makes this insecure Tennis Ball feel like a waste. BFDIA episodes 15 through 17 are mostly normal though. Although around this time, people were starting to get sick of him winning the prize, even calling him overrated, myself included. Not to mention, he just wasn't doing as much, and still other characters who actually had stuff going on were eliminated over him, like Bommy in BFDIA 16, for example. Wait, my theory from earlier at the end of the Season 1 section was right. What the fuck? Ahem. Anyway, Bommy had an arc set up with Needle on regaining trust with him. This would have definitely boasted Booth characters very well if Bommy wasn't eliminated and had this story cut off. And then we get to the real fall off of Tennis Ball's character, BFDI 18. The hate for Tennis Ball since the release of this episode is unbelievable, and honestly the second biggest switch up in BFDI history I've ever seen. The biggest would go to Pillow. I have very big issues with Tennis Ball and BFDIA in episodes 18 and on. Number one, it's just how he straight up becomes a villain without any setup. It literally just happens out of nowhere and it doesn't feel satisfying. It feels out of character because this is not the Tennis Ball we've known up to this point. The lack of setup makes Tennis Ball turn from a pretty chill and to an incredibly unlikable character. The reveal of him doing it all for Golf Ball and BFDA 23 was pretty sweet, but that doesn't change how insufferable he was from episodes 18 to 23. That's 7 whole episodes, unless you don't count BFDIA 21. Not to mention, he was receiving hate in Teapot as well. He basically just sits around and doesn't do much in modern Teapot episodes, and he gets hate because he stays over characters that actually have stuff going on. So basically he's hated for opposing reasons. He's hated in BFDIA because he does way too much, and he's hated in Teapot for not doing enough. Anyway, that's all I gotta say. If you enjoyed, consider giving a like, subscribe, or hyping the video. It would really help me out, and I would appreciate it greatly. Leave a comment on what you think of Tennis Ball too. I love responding to you guys. If you look in the comments, I heart every comment and reply if it says something that's like actually makes sense. Anyway, that's the video. Bye.